Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Soul Health with Nurse Blue. Guess what? I am Nurse Blue, and for the next few minutes, I am here to live up to my name, sweetheart. I am here to build you, that's the B, love you, that's the L, unite us, that's the U, empower us, that is the E, about my favorite subject. And hopefully by the end of this video, it's going to be yours. It's soul health. So if you are interested in learning health and wellness modalities that can help you become the best version of yourself by aligning your thoughts, your emotions, and your habits with thriving, then you're in the right place, and this is the right time to learn about what we're going to talk about right now. Okay, I'm going to talk about what everybody has been talking about for weeks now. I can't even believe that this performance has the world talking like everywhere. Everyone's talking about the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance. So I thought, look, Nurse Blue, let me jump in here and give my perspective on it. First of all, I absolutely love all the conversation. So in all of my years of watching Super Bowls, and I've watched quite a few, guys, I love the performances. Sometimes I get into the teams, but this one here, I did not look at the game at all. I only wanted to see what this incredible musical artist, this soul technician by the name of Kendrick Lamar was going to bring us. And he did not disappoint because he has everyone talking about it, right? So, it's Super Bowl 59, right? Kendrick Lamar is the main talent. He's by himself with the exception of the other artists that he brought with him. And the whole world was stirred by his performance. You have some that loved it because, well, they got the assignment, so they know who they may have been Kendrick's, best fans, and so they absolutely understood what he was sharing with us. And then you have those who were like, what the hell was that? I've never seen anything like that. Well, let me just tell you, honey, Kendrick Lamar, you have to swim in deep waters. He is not for the shallow. And I am not criticizing you. I'm just saying he takes us into different spaces within ourselves so that we can see what's really happening out there, right? Then you have people who have never heard of this man a day in their life, and that was their first introduction, and they were intrigued to learn more. And so they have now, fallen into this wonderful, I would say, discussion that's taking place globally about, all that performance revealed, the symbolism, the story behind it, his choice of songs. I mean, you go on TikTok and even here on YouTube, you're going to be educated about this wonderful edutainment experience. And I loved every bit of it. I found myself, like many of you, going back to it over and over and over again, trying to uncover some of the hidden gems behind the performance. But, I'm looking at my notes, guys, because I want to make sure I don't leave anything out of here. But what I absolutely love is that he woke us up to the idea that it's time for America to start dealing with our souls, right? And so, when you talk about soul health, guys, you have to tell the truth. And so Kendrick Lamar gave us an edutainment, an educational entertainment experience that helped us to look at our truth. And let me just tell you, Americans are not happy about that, right? A lot of Americans are not happy about that because, I'll just take myself. Guys, it's hard to see your errors, right? It's hard to see, especially when you don't want to see them. And a lot of people don't want to see the shadow side of America, our history, and even what's happening present day with all of the changes. There's a lot of people in the world right now that's very uncomfortable with who we are as a country, where we stand on our issues, and where we're going in terms of our future. So, one of the best artists to come and kind of share their perspective on the big wide world stage, Kendrick Lamar really helped us to dive in and say, hey, this is how I see it, and invited us to go into a discussion so we can examine who we are, what we are, where we're going. And that is what art is supposed to do, you know. And so as I look back on his experience, I want to share with you for the next few minutes that I'm with you how Kendrick Lamar took us into what I refer to as the blue dose, right? How he used this performance to build love, unite, and empower. I want to uncover it for you over the next few minutes, and then invite you, for those of you who are looking for music that help to elevate your palette, right? Who help to elevate your consciousness, that helps set your soul on fire. I want to share with you where you can go to find great music like that, because Lord knows I have it. Okay, so let me first share with you what I thought about the performance in terms of how it helped us um, to really come into an understanding that this is what musical art is supposed to do. You know, there are so many people out here in the world, and I hear this all the time, that, you know, complain about there's not great music out here. There's tons of great music out here. Unfortunately, it's not being played widely, or it's not being distributed as widely as it should be, but there's great music out there that has been designed to wake us up, right? And so for so long, we've seen these big stages for the Super Bowl and other stages occupied by incredible artists, but simply to entertain us, right? So rarely have we seen a work of art that has invited us to go inside and grow up. And how do we grow up? We grow up by looking at the parts of us that are not the best version of America, our history, and saying, hey, what are we going to do with this? And where are we now with this? And who are we choosing to become as a result of our history? And those are the questions that we're being asked right now. And that is kind of what Kendrick Lamar did with his performance. He put it out there for us. So whether you were insulted, entertained, thoroughly enjoyed it, he got us talking, and it all starts with conversation. So, you know, some people might look at this performance the way as an art piece, kind of like the musical Picasso, or the musical I'm thinking of the Mona Lisa. Thank you for being patient with me. So, I mean, it's that kind of art, and I'm quite sure that this is going to go down in history as one of the most controversial. It's one of the most controversial performances. But here's what I can definitely tell you guys is that I felt that he used this experience to build us, because he elevated our consciousness, right? So when you build people, you are, you know, depositing life into their souls to transport them to a higher level. I felt like he did that. I felt like he elevated the consciousness, and for others, I think he activated the consciousness. So he did his thing there. He awakened the soul, and when you awaken the soul, you start unlocking codes so people can see clearly what they need to see at this time. So I think he did a great job of that. The L, because remember we're doing the blue dose. So the L, how did he show us love? Anytime you tell the truth, even though people can't handle it, the truth sets you free. And anytime you give people the truth, no matter where they sit with it, you are giving them permission to free themselves, right? And whether they take that freedom or not. So I appreciated the fact that he expressed the truth to us based on how he sees it. And a lot of people resonated with that truth. You unite us. Well, the fact that, you know, this was a tribute to us, and that we are trying to figure out where we going with this space of being united, right? And I think all of what he shared with us gives us an opportunity to come together under the lens of truth, right? And so that art by itself was expressed with a story behind, where we are with the American flag, and it showed how we are divided. And so in order for us to live up to what we say we are as united, these are the things that we need to start to deal with, whether it's racism in our country, whether it's, a lot of the other issues that just this month here in February, we're dealing with the DEI cutbacks and a lot of the executive orders, in order for us to bring about having peace in our country and certainly, start to rebuild a lot of the bridges that have been broken over time. I think this was a great attempt to unite us by showing us our truth and asking us to deal with it. And the last thing I would say, he empowered us. He empowered us with great music that invited us to be educated with this art form. And as you guys know, I love music, both personally and I use it professionally, to really help bring balance to the mind, the heart and the soul through soul health. But this is exactly what Kendrick Lamar did. He used this art form to get us talking, and hopefully, and I really feel confident that because he awakened that essence inside of us, that hopefully there is a demand for more consciousness music. And what I mean by consciousness music, I'm talking about music that is designed to elevate us as a collective. And I want to invite you, for those of you who might say, you know what, I would love to have that kind of music too, Nurse Blue. There are a lot of choices of music out there, but what I am realizing is that we have gone through a long period of time where music has been modified and modified in such a way that in many cases, it has caused a lot of distortion in how we see ourselves, how we see our communities, how we see others. And right now, we really need to become mindful about what we are allowing to be deposited in our souls, and taking responsibility for our playlist is where we start. So for those of you who are like, you know what, it's time for me to start working on clearing up some of these things that I've been running away from. There's a lot of shift and transition right now. And when you know or feel within your soul that there's some shifts and changes coming and you want to get prepared for them, I would strongly encourage you to do your work. Decide to thrive, right? You got to make a decision to decide to thrive. And that is what I believe Kendrick Lamar was presenting to us in his performance. Look at who you are, look at what's happening, and then decide where you want to go, right? And so as he said, the revolution it was going to be televised that night, and you picked the right time with the wrong guy, right? And so I really appreciate the fact that he's inviting us to do some soul renewal, and I want to support you in that. With the Soul Health and Wellness Club, I actually created a soul health renewal process, and it's called the Decide to Thrive. It is it's a detox, and it incorporates blue soul music. So music that is designed to build, love, unite, and empower you. Wonderful music, wonderful, and what I love about this program is that for those of you who are music lovers, then you'll be introduced to some of the most incredible artists who might not be getting a lot of airplay, but their music is so brilliantly made and can be used to help you in your soul renewal process. And here's the bottom line, guys. The soul renewal is all about us defeating our fears. It's all about defeating our stress, our anxiety. It's about defeating our thoughts and our emotions about being marginalized, and also help us to restore peace to our bodies, restore peace to our minds. And so, through a 7-week process, I want to show you how to defeat whatever it is that's keeping you from thriving. right? And most of the time, it's some stress that's rooted in fear, right? So how do you fight that? You have to hook your soul up to the Wi-Fi network, baby. Your soul has a Wi-Fi code, right? It's called the 5D. So your phones have the 5G, right? So your phone may have the Wi-Fi, the 5G. We got the 5D. So the 5D consists of, first of all, whatever is going on that's preventing you from thriving, you have to be willing to deal with it. So that's what Kendrick Lamar invited us to do, to deal with us, right? Also, after you deal with it, you got to be willing to divorce it. You have to be willing to divorce it because you've been married to it, right? Divorce it mentally. From there, you want to go in and start demolishing, breaking that thing down, right? Then you want to make sure that you detox, right? And as you detox, you delete it out of your life, right? And if it comes back for whatever reason, you now have a step-by-step, simple process to release it for good. And what's so fantastic is that music is there to support you. So for those of you who might be interested in doing the work, doing the soul renewal, and on the other side of doing your work, being able to accomplish what you so deserve, one of the most nutritious supplements that you need in your life right now more than ever. Once you do the soul renewal detox, honey, I can deliver you some joy and some peace and some abundance, because that's what happens when we clear our energy up. And I know many of you right now are like, you know what, Nurse Blue, I definitely need that, because 2025 has just started and is already crazy. And I need my soul renewed. So if any of this is resonating with you, you want to know more about the detox, I'll post the information for you. It is an application process, because guys, first and foremost, I'm not for everybody. So I am not for you if you are looking for something that's superficial. No. For those of you who really are committed to doing the work, you want to do the work, you want the results of living with the best energy that you've ever had in your life. You want the results of living with more joy no matter what's happening in your current circumstances. You want the benefits of living in peace and releasing this anxiety. I mean, listen, guys, I was a person who lived with anxiety most of my life. I didn't know life outside of anxiety. So when I tell you, I know what to do to help you align your life with peace, with joy, I got the heat for you. Okay, so I'm going to post the link and invite you to apply, get on my calendar, and then we'll go from there, right? But for those of you who, really enjoyed that performance, I want to hear from you. What did that Kendrick Lamar performance on Super Bowl, what did it do for your soul, right? Did it excite you? Did it get you thinking? Did you not like it? Hey, music is in the eye of the beholder, okay? So some people watch it over and over again, and some people are like, this is the worst thing I've ever watched in my life. And I watched quite a few of those videos too, cracking up at how people were trying to wrap their head around what had just happened, right? So needless to say, guys, I'm about to go out of here, jump off here right now. And actually, this is kind of late in the evening. I'm getting ready for bed. But I want to remind you to do, if you haven't done so by now, give me a thumbs up. And also make sure that you subscribe, so whenever I create videos on soul health, you don't miss me. Okay? All right. See you guys soon. Can't wait to hear from you in the comments. And don't always remember, soul health is the solution. Okay? Bye-bye.